Hi everyone, welcome back at Charlotte from At Charlotte's House. Today I have a little craft project going on and I'm going to show you a fun way to display vacation photographs. Stay tuned. So for this craft project, I'm actually using wood. This is very, very thin wood, as you can see. It's underlayment. I had it in my scrap pile. Plywood would certainly work. It's just a little bit thicker, but you would follow the same steps. What I've done is I've cut my wood to be 4 by 6. Because my wood is 4 by 6, I trimmed my snapshots so that they were a little bit smaller. Do you see what I mean? So essentially you want to have a photograph that will sort of nest right onto that piece of wood. I've already marked on my wood 2 little tiny holes that are maybe 1 inch in from the sides and just a tiny bit down. This wood will hold vertical pictures. I've made the same marks on this wood that will hold horizontal pictures. So now I have my drill. I have a teeny tiny drill bit and I'm going to drill this hole. Now I used a teeny tiny drill bit because I'm just going to use some crafting wire that I have, and that wire barely needs any room to get through. I've drilled all of my holes, and I forgot to mention I've sanded down these boards so that they're not super rough. You may have noticed that I also have a little bit of a color scheme going on. So I went into my craft closet and I picked out some tassels, pom-poms. These are all things I had on hand. You can make your own tassels, you can make your own pom-poms, you can skip this step. These are some of the details that I'm gonna have on hand, but before I start, I am going to paint the backs of these. The back got chewed up a little bit from my saw and I just thought it would be sort of pretty. So I'm using just whatever craft paint I have on hand and I'm gonna paint the back. I'm also gonna paint the sides. If you're worried that you're gonna paint over the edge, you could easily put a little bit of painter's tape right there. I'm gonna risk it, but I may make a mistake, and then I would grab sandpaper and I would sand it off. I've painted the boards and I'm leaving them there to dry. While they're drying, I want to show you how I'm going to make the tassels. So I laid out the color combinations that I like, and I decided to use one larger little pom-pom, a smaller pom-pom, and then a tassel. This is just copper wire that I had in my stash, and all I'm doing is I am threading the wire through the one. And if you don't want to use wire, you could use a needle and thread. I just had it, and it takes a little bit of finesse, but you can get it through. And then I'm going through the second one, and then my tassels have a little ring at the bottom, and so I'm just bending it over and then twisting. So I'm going to finish these 2, and then that paint should be dry so I can assemble these. I am using spray adhesive, and I'm taking this over to the trash can so that I don't have overspray all over my workshop. And then I'm just bringing it over and I'm centering this photograph on the board. You could use rubber cement, other adhesive. I just had that spray adhesive handy. So here are 2 of my vertical boards, and to connect them, here's what I'm going to do. I'm using this wire. You can see how thin it is. I've already made the other one, and I realized that I needed about 8 inches. You do not have to be precise about this, but I think it's helpful to have your wires cut first. So what I did is make sure that everything's facing the right way. I went through each one twice, and obviously you don't need to wrap the wire twice for security. I just did it so that that wire would be a little bit more obvious. Notice that I've left one end only about 1 inch, and then my holes are big enough that I can go through again with the same wire. This is going to be behind, so you won't see it. I just wrapped the wire. I'm going to attach the tassels basically the same way. So to hang it, I took maybe 18 inches of wire. I think these are a super cute way to display photographs. They're a little bit more interesting than just a picture frame. It would be a really fun craft project for the kids, so I hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and have a great day, everyone.